Hi there, welcome back to our next video on how to apply our transfers. The last video I demonstrated how to apply a solid straight edge transfer, which I demonstrated on this board, as you can see. And today I would like to demonstrate to you also a solid transfer, but instead of straight edges we're going to use a shape. Now to apply the shapes is a little bit different in that we would want to cut out our transfer, leaving a slight margin all the way around, as comfortable as possible, as close as you can sort of get cutting without feeling like you're trying to do perfect decoupage. Secondly, the beauty about the transfers, I think, is that if you were to try and decoupage this normally with paper, we'd have a bit of a problem around the antenna area. Whereas with transfers, we can leave those margins there because our transfers are transparent. So what we got to do is basically start with our pre-base coated board, which I showed last time. And I've base coated this board in our vintage chalk paint Madame Papillon, which is our creamy corn color. We will need our trough of lukewarm water, not hot, preferably lukewarm. Cold water will work, it'll just take a little longer to separate. You'll need some paper towel folded, our transfer, and we're good to go. So I'm going to put our transfer in the water, and it pretty much will also curl and do its thing sometimes. And we just wait for it to start separating from its backing paper. Every now and then we'll remove it, and there it is. If you can see it, it's starting to separate beautifully. I'm going to slide that away from me, shake off a little bit of the extra water, and bring my board back for you to see. Now, in the last one, I applied the transfer straight onto the dry chalk paint. If you feel in the hot weather, and sometimes if you're not too sure and you feel you need a little bit more time to get this transfer down, you can always wet the surface with water first, and that's what I'm going to do now to show you. So we'd rather use water than to actually start applying varnishes and glues and other adhesives to try and get it to stick. You don't need them. So what I'd like to do, I'm going to work this way as I am left-handed, and then I want to pull to the side. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to slide the antenna off the top of the butterfly, as you can see there. The reason I do this is because you want to pull towards the back of the butterfly and allow these to stick. Otherwise you could end up with a folding or a problem later on. So I'm going to basically pull it down, stretch out my antenna. I want to add a little bit more water here to help. Right, there we are. I'm just going to hold on to the antenna a little bit. Let's just get this sliding a bit more actually. Pull it off a bit more. You can see what I'm doing here. Try and keep your antenna straight so they don't fold. There we go. And one of the first things we definitely want to do is to get the head down with the antenna in their natural direction. You don't want to start pulling antenna up and you'll start getting creases within your transfer there. So we make sure that's down. Now I'm just going to pull a little bit to the back. As you can see, it's sliding nicely. I'm going to pull it out a bit. Make sure these are going down. Felt a little dry there because I need a little bit more time with this kind of transfer. I'm going to pull it back again. Now I want to work on the head a bit. See, I had a crease there. I'm pulling out again. Pull on the antenna a little bit, but like I said, be very careful not to snap the antenna off. If you do, it's not a train smash. You can't fix it. What we do is we just pick him up, use a toothpick or something to help you lift him, and line him up as best as you can to where he broke off, and then you can join him. Right, so I'm going to continue working here. As you can see, I'm just going to pull out. At the back here, I have a slight fold. I don't know if you could see that. I'm going to just unfold it, pull it out. I like to work with my fingers. I just feel, I can feel how much give I've got or how much pull I have on the thing, you know, the fabric before I basically tear it. So let's get that done. There we go. I'm going to just turn it around again so I can look at it from this angle. Now, like I showed before, you can always fold your backing paper on the very slippery side. It really is slippery. And you can use that to pull on it without really tearing. You still need to be gentle though. You can't just pull it out and... Okay, we just need to pull that back. There we go. Make sure all your edges are down. Grab your paper towel. And remember, don't wipe, blot. You start wiping, you start tearing, and we don't really want to do that. So there I am. Little bit there. That feels great. And some more. You can sometimes see little uneven areas, and you can push on them and the water will basically push out of the side of the print. And we're going to turn it, and it looks good to me. So there we go. That's your solid shape transfer where you cut out and apply it with some antenna just to challenge you. And we're going to allow that to dry, which will take us 15 minutes, half an hour. Once that's done, we're going to come back with our varnish and seal it with our vintage varnish, which is available in matte, satin and gloss. So you have a choice what your finishes you'd like. The nice part to this is where you've got your little margin that might be showing a little bit shiny. I don't know if you can see the margin there. Well, that margin there, once you varnish it, you're not going to notice it. And that's why you need to varnish it, not only to protect your transfer, but just to create a uniformity through your piece where it's not just a little bit of shiny and a little bit of matte. You want it to be uniform, either matte, satin or gloss to it. And later on in another video, I'm going to show you how to varnish your piece. I hope you'll join us next time. Enjoy!